Hello, my dear friend. Today we are going to discuss this direct and indirect standardization, the so-called very confusing topic of biostat. We will also try to find out the uses of direct and indirect standardization and what do we mean by standard population and non-standard population, standardized and non-standardized population. So, let's first talk about direct standardization. The purpose of doing direct standardization is to remove the confounders, to remove effect of confounders. Okay. For example, when you are comparing the mortality rate or the crude mortality rate of India with crude mortality rate of Japan, you will find that the crude mortality rate of Japan is much higher than India. But does that mean that health system in Japan is worse than India? Of course not. We all know that Japan has better health system than India. Then why Japan has more crude mortality rate, more death rate than India? Because in Japan, more than 26% of population is 65 year or above. That means in Japan, the old age population is more, so the death rate is more. So because of old age people, the death rate is higher in Japan. Okay, na? So this old age, more age group is a confounder, because the more age group population will be there in a country, the more death it will cause. So the higher will be the death rate. If there are more old age people, the death rate will be higher. So this age group here is a confounder. So how we will remove the effect of age on mortality rate? How can we remove the effect of old age on mortality rate? To do that, we have to do the direct standardization. What we do in direct standardization? In direct standardization, we try to find out the age specific death rate for different age group, and then we apply that age specific death rate on any fixed population. Okay, let me explain it, then I will come back why we have done that and all. So to understand it, let's take example of two state A and state B. Let's say state A is Bihar and state B is Chandigarh. So if you look at the mortality rate of these two states, you will see that the mortality rate is 7 per thousand in Bihar and 7.1 per thousand in Chandigarh. That means Bihar and Chandigarh have the same type of health system? No. It simply means that the age distribution is different. Okay. As you can see, in Chandigarh, out of 1.5 crore population, around 50%, that means around 80 lakh are more than 60 years. But in Bihar, out of 10 crore population, only 1 crore, 1 by 10th, that means 10% is more than 60 years. So because in Chandigarh, 50% people are more than 60 years, that's why the death rate also increases in Chandigarh. Okay. So to remove the effect of age, first of all, we will find the age specific death rate for each age group, So how we find the age specific death rate? To find the age specific death rate, what we have to do is, we simply divide the number of death in that age group 0 to 29 with total population. So number of death is this one, total population is this one. If you divide number of death with total population for that age group, you will get the age specific death rate. So here the age specific death rate is 10, 2 per thousand and 12 per thousand in different age group. And similarly for Chandigarh, the age specific death rate will be 6 per thousand, 2 per thousand and 10 per thousand. So usually they give this much of data to you and then they ask you to do the direct standardization. So for direct standardization, we just have to multiply the age specific death rate which we have calculated with any fixed population. So let's take that the fixed population, fixed or standard population, which we have is like this, in which between 0 to 29 we have 1 lakh people, between 30 to 59 we have 60,000 people, and more than 60 years we have 20,000. So this is a fixed population. We will multiply this fixed population with age-specific death rate of Bihar as well as age-specific death rate of Chandigarh. And then we will calculate, by multiplying it, we will calculate the expected number of death in that area, in that year. So what does it mean? It means if we want to know the expected death in Bihar in 1 year, we have to multiply the age-specific death rate for 0 to 29 year for Bihar with this standard population. So the standard population we have taken is, let's say, 1 lakh, and age-specific death rate for 0 to 29 year, we have already calculated it here. It was 10 per thousand. Okay, now this was the age-specific death rate for Bihar. So we will apply the age-specific death rate and we will multiply it with a standard population. So what we will get is 1000. So expected death in 0 to 29 year, if it is a standard population, it will be 1000. Then for 30 to 59 years, simply it will be 120. And 2 into 6, 12, and then 10, 120. And for more than 60 year, what was the age-specific death rate? Age-specific death rate was 12. And you can see 12 was the age-specific death rate, 12 per thousand. So we will multiply 12 per thousand with 20,000. Why multiply with 20,000? Because 20,000 was the standard population which we have taken. So if you will do that, you will get 12 into 2, 240. So the total expected death in a year, if this is the population, if we apply it on a standard population, what we will get? We will get 1000 plus 120 plus 240, that means 1360. This is the total expected death of Bihar in a year. Similarly, we can also calculate the expected death in a year for Chandigarh or for state B. And remember that we are getting this expected death in comparison with the standard population. When we apply it, when we multiply the age-specific death rate with the standard population, then we will get the expected death. So what is the age-specific death rate? First, let's write down the standard population because it is fixed. That the standard population which we have taken is 1 lakh in this age group, it is 60,000 in the next age group. So standard population is something which we take equal for both the country. Okay, it is standard for both the country. And for the third, it is 2 into 10 to the power 4. So this is same. Age-specific death rate we can take from the above table. So the age-specific death rate for Chandigarh was 10 in this age group, 2 in the above, and 6 above that. Okay, it will come and I will show you there. But 10 is here for the last age group. Then it is 2 and then it is 6. You can see 10, 6, 2 and 10. So let's apply that and get the expected death in a year for Chandigarh also. 6 per thousand into 1 lakh, 2 per thousand into 60,000, and last was 6, 2 and 10, and a 10 was the last, yes, 10. So 10 per thousand. So if you will solve it, you will get, here you will get 600, here you will get 2 into 6, 12, so it will be 120, same, because the death rate was same, so you will get the same expected death here. And in the last you will get 10 into 2, 20, so 200. So total will be coming 600 plus 200, 800 plus 120. So 920. Okay. 920 is the expected death in Chandigarh and 1360 is the expected death in Bihar. So in a direct standardization, we first try to get the age adjusted rate. What is age adjusted rate? Total expected death by total standard population. So total expected death in Bihar is 1360 And total standard population, what was that? If you add all of it, 20,000 plus 1 lakh plus 60,000, so that means it will come 1.8 lakh. Okay, so we will divide the total expected death of Bihar with this population, okay, with the standard population which we have taken here. Similarly, you will take the age adjusted rate of Chandigarh and divide it with the same standard population of 18 lakh. And we will get this number 7.5 and 5.1. Even if you do not divide it, because these two are same, so they will cancel out. That means the age adjusted rate will be 7.1 and 5.1, but we can also do it without dividing it. And we can simply put it in the final formula. So the final thing which we get is comparative mortality ratio after direct standardization. And the comparative mortality ratio of state B with state A, this is of Bihar, state A, and this is of Chandigarh, state B. So the comparative mortality ratio comes out to be 1.5. What does it mean? If the comparative mortality ratio is 1.5 and you want to change it into percentage, it will become 150%. Okay, just multiply it by 100 to get into percent. That means the mortality ratio or the comparative mortality ratio, if it is equal to 150%, it means that mortality rate in Bihar, state A, okay, because above we have put the value for Bihar. Bihar is 50% more as compared to Chandigarh. Okay. So with the help of direct standardization, we get comparative mortality ratio in the end. And comparative mortality ratio tells us that in reality, in actual situation, what is the death rate after direct standardization? And that means if we remove the effect of age, then what is the death rate in these two countries after removing the effect of confounder, which was age in this example? I know this is a bit tough, so let me explain it with another simple example to you. But before going to that another simple example, let's just remember the 3 steps which we do to do the direct standardization. If we want to do the direct standardization, we first try to find out the age specific death rate. Age specific death rate is very simple. What is the number of death and what is the total population multiplied by 1000. So when we get the age specific death rate, we multiply it with any standard population. In our example, the standard population was 1 lakh people in 0 to 29, then there was 40,000 and then there was 20,000 people. That was a standard number, fixed number of population. So we multiply the age specific death rate of both of the country with the same standard population. And by doing that, we get the expected death. So when we compare the expected death of these two countries, we get the comparative mortality ratio. Simple. So first find the age specific death rate, multiply it with a standard population, and then the result which you will get is expected death of these two countries or these two states, and you compare it to get the comparative mortality ratio. Okay. Now let's understand it with a simpler example. Okay. Suppose there are two countries, country A and country B. In country A, and this is the table which is given to you, suppose in the question. So in country A, the population is 2000, in this age group 1000 and 1000. The number of death is 212. Okay. So if you have to find the age specific death rate, it will be simple, 2 divided by 2000. That means 1 death per 1000, and 1 death per 1000. Similarly here, one death is occurring in 1000, so it is 1 per 1000. Two death is occurring in 1000, so it is again 2 per 1000. So the total population is 4000, total death is 5. So if you divide 5 with 4000 multiply with 100, you will get 1.25. This is the death rate of country A, total death rate. And similarly for country B, the total death rate comes out to be 1. Okay. Now, to do the direct standardization, again we will take a standard population. Standard population simply means any population which is fixed in number, and we multiply the same population with age specific death rate of two different countries. So here the standard population, let's say it is 3000, 2000, 2000. I have taken this fixed number from a standard population, and I am multiplying it with the age specific death rate of country A and then age specific death rate of country B. So the age specific death rate of country A for 0 to 29 year was 1 per 1000. So I am multiplying it first with 1 per 1000. Then for other group it is also 1 per 1000 and then it is 2 per 1000. So I am multiplying the second with 1 per 1000 and then with 2 per 1000. So that's how we get the expected death. And the expected death in country A here comes out to be 3 plus 2 plus 4, that is 9. Expected death in country B comes out to be 7. Okay. 9 is the expected death in country A, 7 is the expected death in country B. So when you have to find the comparative mortality ratio, you simply compare 9 with 7, because 7000 is the total population. In that standard population, the total population is 7000. That 7000 will cancel out. So the comparative mortality ratio rate will come out 9 by 7, or that means it will come 1.28. So 1.28 simply means that the mortality rate in population A is 28% higher than population B. Okay. And how we get this 28% higher picture? Simply by multiplying age specific death rate of these two countries with standard population. We just has multiply to get the expected death. We multiply age specific death rate. We multiply age specific death rate with the standard population. Age specific death rate with the standard population, you get the expected death. And when you compare the expected death of these two countries, you get the comparative mortality ratio. So that is, here it is 1.28. Okay, that is the comparative mortality ratio. Because, okay, so that is direct standardization. I hope you understand. We do direct standardization to remove the confounders. For example, if one population is old, one population is young, then to remove the effect of old and young population, we find the age specific death rate for each population and we multiply it with a standard population. Therefore, we get the expected death. And when we compare the expected death of two countries, we get the comparative mortality rate, and that's what we get after doing direct standardization. Okay. Now let's come to indirect standardization. First of all, why we do indirect standardization? Suppose there is a population which is taking intravenous drug, and in that population, of course, the death rate will be higher. But you don't know that it is how much higher than normal population. You want to compare that how much more deaths are occurring among drug user as compared to normal population. So here you do not know what is the age specific death rate in IV drug user population. That's why we compare the death of IV drug users with the standard population. So here we do not know the age specific death rate of both the population. When we were doing direct standardization, we were aware with age specific death rate of both the population. But when we do indirect standardization, we do not know the age specific death rate of some specific population. Therefore, we compare the expected death and the observed death in that population, and this is done by indirect standardization. Let's take it slow. Let's give you one example, then I will give you another example to make it more simple, and then in the end I will summarize all of this, okay? So let's try to understand this indirect standardization. First of all, what we just read about indirect standardization, that indirect standardization, what is the purpose of doing it? It is done to know or to compare observed death in a high risk population with expected death in a standard population, in a standardized population. Because standardized population means population of any country in which we know what is the age specific death rate for every age group. That is a standardized population. Non-standardized population means we do not know the age specific death rate. For example, sex worker population. We do not know the age specific death rate in sex worker population, or we do not know the age specific death rate in IV drug user population. So these are high risk populations, or these are the population about which age specific death rate is not known. So this type of population in which we do not know the age specific death rate, that is known as non-standardized population, because we do not know the age specific death rate. Okay. So whenever we want to know how much more death are occurring in this high risk population as compared to other population which is standardized, we try to do it with indirect standardization. Okay. So direct standardization is done when we know the age specific death rate of two population. Then we do the direct standardization by multiplying both this population with a fixed population, with a fixed standard population. We multiply both the age specific death rate and we get the expected death of two population. That is direct standardization. But indirect standardization means one population age specific death rate is not known. So we apply the knowledge of a standard population on this unknown population, and then we calculate that how much more death is occurring in this high risk population. Let's understand it here. Suppose I just gave an example of state Bihar in my previous example, where the health system is not in good condition in India. And we also know that in northeast part of Bihar, every year flood comes. For last 1500, 1600 years, every year flood is coming in that area. And that is one of the main reasons for their poverty and in lack of good health system also. So suppose the observed death in a year, the observed death in flood affected part of Bihar is 30,000. Suppose, okay, this is very less, but suppose. Now, we know the expected death in Bihar because the whole population of Bihar is a standard population. Why? Because we know the age specific death rate in that. Okay. And because we know the age specific death rate, after multiplying it with total population, we can get the expected death in state of Bihar. So we can get a expected death from a standard population. Now, the flood affected part of Bihar is a non-standardized population because we do not know the age specific death rate in that high risk population. So what we do here, we take the population which is present in flood affected part of Bihar, and to know the expected death in this population, we multiply it with the age specific death rate of known population of Bihar, because we do not know this age specific death rate for flood affected part, but we know the age specific death rate for the whole Bihar, which is a standard population. So the age specific death rate for the whole Bihar, if you remember from our previous example, it was 10 per thousand for 0 to 29 year. For 0 to 29 year, it was 10 per thousand. For 30 to 59 year, it was 2 per thousand. Remember? And for more than 60 year, it was 12 per thousand. This was the same data from the previous table of Bihar I have taken. But this time the population is different. When I was doing it for Bihar, the population was 5 crore for 0 to 29 year, but the flood affected part has a population of 2 crore in 0 to 29 year. Let's say 1 crore in 30 to 59 year and 0.1 crore in more than 60 year. So if you multiply the age specific death rate of a standard population with the population which is at high risk, this is the population at high risk, then you will get the expected death in that area. So so what is the expected death in flood affected part of Bihar? That is 20,000 plus 2,000 plus 1,200. So it will be 23,200. This is the expected death in 1 year. And what is the observed death? Observed death was 30,000. 30,000 was observed death and 23,200 was expected death. How we get the expected death? By multiplying age specific death rate of a known population, known standardized population with that high risk population. So we get the expected death. And then the final thing which come out after an indirect standardization is known as a standardized mortality ratio. The formula for that is observed death by expected death into 100. Okay. So here, what is the observed death? I said it was 30,000. 30,000 was the death in flood affected part. So we will write 30,000. And we will divide it by expected death. What is the expected death? 23,200. So let's do that, 23,200. And multiply it with 1,000, with 100 only, not with 1,000. This is the formula of a standardized mortality ratio, which is again asked in various multiple choice question exams. So please remember it. So if you solve it, what you will get is, I think you will get something around 1.4 or something, 1.3 or something you will get. Okay. So if it is 131, let's say, okay, it will come 125. Okay. So when it is coming 125, what does it mean? 125 simply means that the observed death, okay, in flood affected part of Bihar is 25% more than expected death present in Bihar, okay, present in Bihar, as compared to the normal population of Bihar. In the flood affected part, the death rate is 25% higher. Okay, 125 means as compared to the normal standardized population, in our high risk population, the death rate is 25% higher. So this is indirect standardization. Indirect standardization give us standardized mortality ratio, and direct standardization give us comparative mortality ratio. Okay. So I really hope that this the difference between direct and indirect standardization is clear to you. But let me just summarize it quickly. There are two types of population. One population is a standardized population. A standardized population is something in which age specific, I should have written it lower. A standardized population is something in which age specific death rate is known. Okay. And a population is standardized when you compare it with some fixed standard. You say that your friend height is less than the standard population. It means you are comparing your friend height with the normal expected standard population, or you say that your friend height is more than a standard population. It means you are comparing it with a standard population. So that is a standardized population. A standardized population means whose age-specific death rate is known and it is compared with a standard population. So if you compare the age-specific death rate with a standard population, you will get the standardized death rate, because you are comparing it with a standard population. And what is a non-standardized population? A non-standardized population simply means whose age-specific death rate is not known, is a non-standardized population. Okay, non-standardized population means age-specific death rate is not known. Okay, and it is not compared with any standard population, of course. Okay, so all those populations which are small, which are at high risk for death, they are usually non-standardized, because no one calculate the age-specific death rate for those small population. So all the small populations whose age-specific death rate is not known are non-standardized, and all the big population, the national and state level data that for which we know the age-specific death rate, that is a standardized population. Okay. Now, when we do direct standardization, we compare age-specific death rate of two population with a standard population. We multiply the age-specific death rate of two populations with a standard population, and then we get the expected death in those two states. And by comparing the expected death of those two states, we come to know about the comparative mortality ratio. That is direct standardization. In indirect standardization, we have a non-standardized population. We do not know the age-specific death rate. So we apply the age-specific death rate of a known population, of a standard population on it, and we find the expected death. Then we divide the observed death with expected death, multiply it with 100 to get the standardized mortality rate in a indirect standardization. Okay, I really hope that this explanation clears the doubt around standardized and direct and indirect standardization. If you still have any doubt, and if it is not clear to you in any way, feel free to mail me or ask question to me directly on my email ID. That my email ID is docashwani23@gmail.com. Okay, it is DOC Ashwani, not DOG Ashwani. Okay, so thank you very much for listening this lecture. Feel free to ask your doubt, and all the best. Keep enjoying learning. Thank you.